Telepathy is a very unbelievable process. I want to make sure that I really describe it properly. We need to linger over these concepts. You know, that's why we have to have a pause to be like, Yet even as unbelievable within our way of operating and communicating, it really is so practical. But of course it has to do with the money. Nobody wants you and me to be telepathic. Do you know why? Because nobody can possibly make any money off of it. Now, I want to admit to you something. And it is rather sad. But let's get over that even before we begin. Be detached and see the world as it needs to be right now. We are all out there, scattered. And yet some of us are so connected. We are kindred. We don't seek that, and yet we don't go to it. And more so, we do not really make a plan of action for it and how it's supposed to succeed or even be discussed. Everybody is stuck. We are all surrounded by other beings that we don't know. We have no clue how far along they can be deemed, how far they have awakened. And when you find that you've awakened more, and you are what you are, and you can understand these ideas, and yet, do you have a responsibility to the dozens and hundreds and even thousands of people that you encounter every month? About just the majority of the world that you're facing, the majority of the population. You know as well as I do, you can't get through to them. And there is no way. Don't try to be the catcher in the rye. And yet, this is the punchline of it. We can be together with a bunch of people that are aware for whatever supernatural reason is going on in the world that keeps us scattered. And we have to keep using YouTube. That's disappointing. You know, I didn't come here to give the world videos. That wasn't the end-all be-all. That was just a stepping stone to come to the point to realize that that's not it right now. But it is all we're going to do for a little while. In the scheme of things, it's a very little time. But you see that somebody's making a lot of money off of it. Someone made a good deal off of me, a few $100,000. I mean, do you conceive of that? That a lot of us out here that have been used and jockeyed around, it was just a part of us, you know, it was just our works of art. It wasn't the actual artist, really, that they were exploiting. What you're talking about, hundreds of thousands and millions and all this is being spent. And if I could have done it, I would have communicated with everybody telepathically. If they could be reached, if you could get that telepathic message, and then you could say, yep, this is what the message was, this is who it's coming from, and you take a break, pause the transmission. You can then, at your own choice, at your own timing, start to listen more to the message. This is real. I'm telling you, this kind of telepathy is real. I can do that. But I can only do it if somebody is able to do that. It has to be mutual. But we are in the sad state of affairs that, to me, gets more and more sad. You ever relate to a character who is ahead of things, just seems to come from the future? Or even if it isn't thought of as the future, but it's a whole other world. And it's a better world. And nobody needs to make money. The most shocking thing that I've ever said that can be much more tangible to everybody, and it's shocking but true, we don't need to use money. In fact, our lives would be so much better without using the money. We would be like gods. We would be in harmony. We would have a wonderful planet, an incredible civilization. Telepathically, I communicate this. This is the way.